All right, everybody, we are broadcasting live right now. So I just want to know, did everybody get on? I want to know if you can see me. So if you can, I just need a little bit of feedback in the right-hand corner here to let me know if everything is working okay. If it is, then we'll get started in about 5 minutes because we said 11 o'clock. We want to make sure that everybody gets on the webinar. So if you guys have anyone want to let me know where you are, something like that, or even more important than that, where you are and what you're dealing with right now as far as a condition that you're dealing with, anything like that, let me know right now. So I'm just going to check out a few things. Forgive me for putting my head down. This is live television, so we got to make sure we get this right. But if you guys have any other questions besides blood pressure, I'm going to try to do some of those at the end of this call. And tomorrow, when we actually go, we're going to do another live webinar actually talking about the 18 secrets that I reveal in the book that is coming up. So I'm going to change a few things, mess with a few things right here. So don't go anywhere. We just want to make sure that everything is working correctly. I'm just going to go ahead and see if some things are working here. So let me know if they are. Okay. So I see that. Okay. We're good there. Can everybody hear me? Can everybody hear me? All right, so give me a little message. I'm going to type a message here. Can you hear me? Okay, so all right, got a little message there. So I want to say, if you're on the webinar, I am not going to be commenting on Facebook. I'm actually going through. So the people who signed up through my own page through the webinar, you'll be able to comment and I'll get your questions. However, the people who are on YouTube, I'll have to get to yours later because I'm actually broadcasting from my page right now and I can't see the YouTube broadcast. So that's the only thing. Okay, so let's go ahead and let me check out a few things. It's almost 11 o'clock. Gotta make sure everything's right here. Now, I got that. Okay. And we are broadcasting from I'm broadcasting from the website. Okay, so everything looks good. And we're gonna make sure. Okay, so this is live here. Now, let me see. We're there. I don't want to broadcast this on too many screens. All right, so okay, so the people on YouTube can actually see me right now, and it's looking good. Okay, so I got you. All right, that's fantastic. All right, all right. All right. Okay, so we got the people on YouTube. So I see that. So good enough. Good enough. So I like that. All right. So we got people got you here. All right. Looks good. And I like it. I like it. All right. Okay. So now that we got that, let's go ahead and run this thing here. It looks good. All right, so on my webpage, we got Derek and Alicia. Those are the first ones I saw. So those are the two names I want to call out. So those are the first ones. And on YouTube, all right, I really appreciate you guys. So I got Erica Herrera. All right, I got Papa Funk. All right, I like that. East Los 187. Oh, no, don't hurt nobody. All right. So now tell me this. I want to know, can you all see the screen I'm putting up right now? So I'm about to put it up right now. Okay, I see it. There we go. And can you all see where it says why everything you know about blood pressure is wrong? I just want to know if you can see it and if you can hear me well. Okay. All right. So let's see if this works out. Okay, I'm new to this. You know, I'm used to doing the other stuff, but I'm used to this. All right. Good enough. So they can see it. All right. So it's 11 o'clock, right on the dot. You know, I'm an instructor at a college, so I believe on getting started on time. So let's go ahead and get started on time. Now, what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and start this thing, but I just wanted to point out some things before we actually get started here. Now, let's point out some problems before we get started. So I'm going to switch back so you guys can see me. All right. So please believe me, I'm not vain. I just want, I don't want you guys staring at PowerPoints. I get a little boring sometimes. Now, when we actually think about blood pressure, we want to think about all the things that doctors tell us, like you need to manage it with drugs. You need to get your blood pressure down. I guarantee you, I need you to say to me right now, if there's somebody in your family right now, you or somebody in your family who's dealing with high blood pressure, just let me see it in the comments right now. Just throw it out there. Don't care how it looks. If it's misspelled, who cares? I need to see what's going on. So just give me a little heads up to let me know what's going on here. All right. So let's see, where are we going here? All right. So has anybody been stricken with high blood pressure? Okay, anybody, let me know. Okay, so I'm getting them coming in. I'm not going to waste any time. I'm going to try to make this go really well. Okay, good. Okay, so sounds good. I like that. Wow, mother-in-law, me. I'm the one who's dealing with it. So see, I like that, because when people get honest, then you can get healed. Now, take it. You know, you guys know me. I don't pull punches. I don't believe in coating or marinating anything. I don't believe in making sure. I don't believe in kind of sugarcoating things. You know, it should all be put out there right in your face. And if I curse once or twice, you can hold it against me if you want. That's your problem. All right. So what? What we're going to do is, sometimes I get angry about this stuff because I hate human beings being treated as guinea pigs when I know that there are alternatives out there that do not reside in a hospital that you all can benefit from. All right. So let's do it that way. Okay. Now let's start off with this thing here, just so I get you all the problems before we actually go to some of the things you might not have even thought about when we talk about blood pressure. Okay. So let's bring up the big promise first. Okay. Now, my goal here, and this is the big statement I'm going to make across this, whatever I'm doing here. All right. And you know what? That was going to be my next video. Before I give you the prompt, let me erase this and put the right one up here. So I have chalk. All right. So since this is blood pressure, we're gonna put this in red. Okay. So let's do. All right. Hold on. Look at this. All right. Live television. Woo. All right. So let's see. Let's do it fast. Why everything you know about blood pressure is, hold on, I got another one. You know, I felt like a real teacher writing on the board like that. All right, so now we're going to get to it. Now, here's the big takeaway I want you guys to get from this webinar. Okay, now, when you guys listen to me talk, I don't want it to be just for entertainment. I want you to take this and do something with it. The purpose of this webinar is to lower your blood pressure for the rest of your life. That's a big one, right? Okay, this is big stuff we're talking about. This is life-changing stuff. Now, you might not have known this, but high blood pressure is a side effect. It's not a condition you can treat. You see, other things have to be fixed before you can ever get to blood pressure. Therefore, it makes no sense to give you a pill that will artificially lower that for you. Okay, now, why are some of us getting high blood pressure? All right, I want you guys to try to stick around to the end of this webinar, because if you do, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a little surprise, and that surprise is going to be something that we might go through pretty fast, but I'm going to have a little something for you at the end so you can kind of take something home with you and not just have a webinar and nothing to show for it. Okay, so let's do it that way. Okay. All right, so let's get started here. Let me make just a little bit of an adjustment here. Okay, and nice. All right, now, first of all, let's deal with the problems of high blood pressure. First of all, let's talk about hyperlipidemia. All right, hyperlipidemia. It is a condition where you have fat in your blood. Now, notice I did not say cholesterol, I said fat in your body. Now, whenever we talk about hyperlipidemia, we are talking about the blood slowing down. Now, if your blood slows down and it's supposed to get healthy vitamins and nutrients and minerals to your vital organs to keep you alive, then shouldn't your blood pressure go up to accommodate the fact that your blood has gotten slow? You know, this can also happen from dehydration. If you guys are not drinking enough water, and let me give you a hint, Sunny D is not water, okay? Pepsi, even though it's liquid, is not water. So I don't want you getting caught up on stuff like that. Okay, all right, please, 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 all right, mind what you put in your mouth. See, slowing down of your blood by putting bad foods, all right, high in fat content into your mouth, you're actually slowing down your blood, thus causing your blood pressure to increase automatically. It has to. It's the only thing that's keeping you alive. Okay, now let's go to the next one here. We got something that most doctors believe, and some of you do too, that age actually has something to do with blood pressure. Let me give you guys a little information. Your blood pressure does not automatically rise just because you increase in age. Just because you get older, you do not get high blood pressure. Okay, if you believe that, you are a puppet of the system, and now your doctor has got you on strings, all right? So he'll be taking you from one thing to the other. So ACE inhibitors, beta blockers, calcium channel blockers, all right, vasodilators. He's got you on a little tightrope, yanking your chain, and you guys are actually just at the end. All right, so that was my impression of a marionette. All right, now take a look. We got lack of vitamins. Now, when we talk about lack of vitamins inside the body, you guys know that we need things like copper, we need things like selenium that keep tissues intact, that keep them flexible for a long time. When you don't take those things, because they're not found in many foods nowadays, and let me separate. If you guys are on a vegan diet, a plant-based diet, something like, if you're eating beets, if you're eating maca root, if you're eating wheatgrass and stuff like that, you guys are probably fine, because there are great amounts of those minerals in those types of foods. But if you're eating McDonald's, okay, if you're eating cakes, pies, cookies, right, the red hot Cheetos, all right, the high sugar oatmeals in the morning instead of just plain old Quaker Oats, okay, that kind of stuff is going to actually take up vitamins and minerals are devoid. Your blood vessels tend to break down, and when your blood vessels do break down, you know what happens? They become hard. They become filled with fat. And now you have a rigid structure inside of your body where blood that used to flow through your blood vessels like this are now flowing just through a rigid pipe, like in the feces going down your toilet in the pipes of your home. All right, that's not what we want. We want nice, flexible, all right, flexible blood vessels. We can't have anything but. Okay, so now that we got that out of the way, I want to make sure, because this is a live webinar, I'm not going to talk the whole time. Do we have any questions about anything that we've covered so far? So I'll let you guys answer. Okay, we'll go on and I'll answer some questions as we go. But if you got any questions, just stick them in the chat. I'll try to get to them as quickly as possible. Okay, so how about this? Have you guys ever heard of something called polycythemia? All right, now, polycythemia is something that means that you got too many red blood cells inside of your plasma, inside of your blood, thus slowing down the flow. If that is the case, then that means that you must drink more water. Now, most people believe that you have to take a blood thinner in order to thin out your blood. The most effective blood thinner I know is called H2O. Just drink a bunch of water, that automatically thins your blood, and that happens within the next 15 minutes. Don't go to the doctor running for an anticoagulant every time that you guys have a problem. All right, water, okay? filtered water. How about that one? Okay, now let's get to another one. Now, most of you believe that genetics has something to do with your high blood pressure. Again, if you believe this, then you are again listening to too much media, too much stuff on the news, too much stuff on the internet. Because what I can do is, this is the reason that most people come to me for advice. It's why my students come back over and over. It's why I got people overseas listening to me, even though I am not a doctor. You know what the thing is? I think. And what I can do is I can take information and I can compare it from my anatomy background, okay? And this is the only reason it makes a difference here. From my anatomy background, because I have studied the human body extensively, because I've studied the physiology extensively, I can compare it to what I see on the internet and distinguish if it's bullshit or not, or if it's right for you, and this is actually going to happen and make something happen that they say will happen inside of your body. All right, we have to make sure that the information is worthy of your putting inside your body. And that's what I've done so far. So from me doing this, and this is kind of a long time, but since 2003, I have lost almost 60 pounds now, and has kept it off quite easily because I've changed my diet, okay? And my blood pressure has never been high, all right? When it was starting to get up there when I was around 28 years old, when I started studying this stuff, boom, I got right on track. I started getting disciplined with it, and all of a sudden the blood pressure went down. And that's what I'm going to try to instill in you all. Discipline works. You see, motivation, like we're doing now, like I'm getting you motivated. Some of you might be motivated right now to do this right at this very, but when you actually come down to it, when I leave and when this webinar is over, I know some of you will go right back to your own lives. Some of you are probably sitting there right now with a coffee, with a donut, with a breakfast sandwich that is 3,800 calories in one meal when your daily body allowance is only 2,000. Don't mean to scare you, but that's what's raising your blood pressure. Okay, so just try to deal with some of that stuff. All right, now, how about this? We got too much salt in your diet. Now, there's nothing wrong with salt, especially if you do the right kind of salt, but plain, ordinary table salt that's white in color, usually that's chlorinated salt, and chlorinated salt is a adjuvant and a water absorber all at once. So not only will it take your liquid and hold on to it so that even though you're retaining water, you're dehydrated because of salt. Not now, because you have chlorine in there, an adjuvant, now you're going to tear down the structures of your cartilage, of your arteries, your veins, your capillaries, and you wonder why you have leaky gut. You wonder why you have body-wide joint pain, okay? That's bad stuff. Now, Himalayan sea salt, one of the best salts known to man is Celtic sea salt, where it's hardly any sodium imbalance and it does not hold on to water like regular chlorinated salt that's on your table. Get rid of that crap. The whole big thing of salt that you bought, the Morton's from Walmart, you remember that one? That's only, what, 79 cents? All right, $1.09. All right, throw it away. Get you some organic Himalayan sea salt, all right, much less sodium effect on your blood and doesn't retain water as much, not dehydrating you and thus not slowing down your blood. Okay, that's what's raising your blood pressure. All right, so I hope you guys are finding this interesting. So I want to see if what we got is getting through. Okay, so let me know. All right, I'm going to go to some questions right now just to see if we're keeping track. I want to keep people engaged on this thing. All right, now we got wait a minute. I see water. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah. Oh, yes. There you go. It says Galliagos. Galliagose. All right. I don't know how to pronounce that, but very nice. 15 minutes and I'll tell my friends. I like that. I like spread the word. That's what we want. All right. Thank you. All right. Oils. All right. I like that. Oils are pretty bad for you. Some of the only best ones I know are coconut oil, definitely, and avocado oil. The rest of the oils, I can deal with olive oil because it does not affect the body in the way the other oils do. But if you guys are doing canola, vegetable, safflower, all these oils that you find in potato chips and stuff like that, those are hydrogenated oils and they will give you cancer over time. These are studies. All right. Check the Journal of Epidemiology. All right, so read some of these medical studies. This is real stuff, not fluff coming out of media or the internet. These are people who have actually done studies on real people and it has affected them. Okay, so let's go over this. But I don't believe the hype. Most of my family, I was too, but I don't believe the hype. All right, Regional. All right. I like that. Okay. So, all right. All right. Papa Funk asked, did I receive your email? I don't recall that I received it yet, but I have so many emails. I'm getting like almost 100 emails a day. I'm trying to get somebody to help me deal with the emails because I don't like anybody answering my emails but me. Okay. I don't want anybody giving out any BS advice and not having the background to actually give you the right information. So what I know is up to date to the best of my knowledge to this point. So that's why I want to give people the right information. So I appreciate that. So thanks about the table salt. I've heard table salt, glass, sand. You are correct. It's called silica. Okay, so very nice. So I like that. So now we got a few questions. It's about the same thing, but I love it. Okay, he said, I see Sharon. Sharon said something about coconut water. Absolutely, coconut water is more hydrating than regular water. So if you guys get in the habit of doing coconut water, it's a little bit more expensive than bottled water. I have to tell you that. I buy it every week. All right, but coconut water is my staple as far as my diet is concerned. All right, so when I hardly ever pick up any weight, but I'm going to give you on another webinar the #1 weight loss tip. Actually, in the book, I'm going to tell you about the #1 weight loss cure, and the book pre-orders are going to start this Thursday. So if you guys were planning on picking up the book, if you were planning on doing something just outstanding with your life, this book is going to help you. Anybody in your family who has cancer, I've put a bunch of the most effective protocols that you guys could ever see on the face of this planet, ranging all the way back from the 1800s and work back then. You guys are going to get the benefit of that information in a simple, laid out way where you can apply it, and I give you all the protocols in the book. All right, so Thursday, I'm going to do a real webinar on the book. I'm going to answer any questions you want. I'm not going to relegate it like today on blood pressure, but I just want you guys to know I'm putting that together for you. Pre-orders are going to start Thursday. I'm going to shut it off on Sunday, and then that's going to be with the bonuses. So you get all the bonuses. You guys have no idea what I got in store for you for this book because I've been planning this, and I want you guys to have something, not just the book to take away from this, because even though the book is super powerful, I want you guys to have some tools to actually use. So when you get this book, you're going to get along with it some special goodies that I'm going to include with the book, so you guys can use daily, practically. All right, and you're going to get a lot out of this. Okay, and I'm trying to work my butt off. All right, so I'll start shipping those at the first or second week of March, but you guys just be aware. I got your back on this one. All right. Now, the next point here is we're going to talk about something called kidney disease. You see, if your kidneys don't work, they actually regulate salt in your body. They regulate the amount of water that's actually in your blood, and thus affects blood pressure. If your kidneys are low functioning or they shut down altogether, kidney failure, then all of a sudden now you got big problems, because first of all, you can't clean your blood, and second of all, if your kidneys can't regulate the amount of water you're taking in and out, well, the downflux is all right because more water is okay. It just means if you get cut, you won't clot well. However, if it goes the other way and you decrease water, now your blood starts flowing slow again, what we call milkshake blood, and now all of a sudden that blood flow has decreased. Therefore, guess what gets pummeled in the process? It's called your heart. Your heart will now have to work 2, 4, maybe even 10 times harder. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, because really, that's the only thing keeping you alive at that point. However, your heart was not sustained, or it was not built to sustain that level of activity for that extended period of time. If you start doing that, that's going to cause a psychological and a physical stress on your body, which will spend all of your minerals, vitamins, nutrients. If you do that too quickly and you don't put them back, you know what results? Disease. And if disease progresses, what happens? We die. It's just that simple. So let's go on to the next thing. Thyroid disorders. Now, people don't realize that thyroid disorders are the main thing that actually has something to do with metabolism. Now, if you have a thyroid disorder, usually it's underproducing. If it's overproducing, all right, you still got to put those back because that's still putting a physical stress on your cells. All right, now, underproducing is the major problem though, because if your thyroid underproduces, that means your metabolism goes down. Metabolism means metabolic processes. And if metabolic processes like your body temperature, your body heat, your blood chemistry, all right? So sexual arousal, all of those things that are controlled by your medulla oblongata, all right? So those set points in your body, well, you see, those are metabolic processes. And if you don't have the tools to keep those processes going, your body has to actually steal, all right, from other parts of your body to construct the chemicals it needs from proteins. Well, those proteins are actually part of your DNA and they're keeping you alive. So if you keep stealing from the proteins, and eventually there's not going to be anything to steal from. So if there's not anything to steal from, guess what? Again, death. All right, so didn't mean to get so grim on you, but let's get to the biggest reason that people actually have high blood pressure. You guys probably know what it is. Actually, I'm going to have you guess, all right? Guess what the number one problem that originates a high blood pressure status in a human being. Guess it right now. I'm just going to wait. All right, so here it is. I'm just going to wait. Wait, let me turn this way. We might have some people here. All right, so I see some answers are coming in. I see them. All right, so I'm just going to wait again. Hold on. Oh, all right, so we're back. So I got some answers now, and I want to see what people said. Now, I'm going to see, wait a minute, the first one, water boy, okay. So, couch potatoes, okay. High fructose, and regional got it. The first one who came in with the correct answer, stress. All right, I hope you guys see that, stress. Lack of sleep is caused by stress, and I saw that one on here too. All right, stress. It is stress. You got it. Now, what does stress do? It causes something called the general adaptation syndrome, gas. All right, we're not talking about flatulence here. We're talking about gas, general adaptation syndrome. It's when your body actually goes through physical changes causing a stress on your adrenal glands. Those adrenal glands now have to secrete cortisol, the strongest anti-inflammatory known to man. When it does, that response can only last for a maximum of 30 minutes to about 45 minutes. After that, it's gone. So you cannot live in a state of high stress and expect to be healthy. It's the number one thing that causes most disease in a human being is stress. All right, why? Because it burns quickly. Within 24 hours, you can burn about 30% of all of your natural resources. So think about that. If you're living day to day and you're barely eating food that has any nutrients in it, you wonder why you're breaking out in rashes. You have to think about why you're having migraine headaches every day. You're wondering why you cannot sleep every night. Well, high blood pressure will have something to do with that because it has your heart racing at a time where it should be relaxing and rejuvenating your cells, your tissues, and your cartilage inside of your body. Okay, so kind of important to keep stress low in your life. Let me ask you this. How many of you out there right now are stressed out? All right, just how many of you are going through a time where stress is just eating you up? I just want to throw it out there. All right. Is anybody just severely stressed? Are you moderately stressed? Do you hardly have any stress, or are you just stress-free, baby? Like me, you're just calm. You just don't worry about much. All right, because life is going to happen the way it happens, and there's no use in worrying about it. So I just want to see give me your stress level. All right, throw it out there. Give me your stress level. Give it up. Let me see what you got. What's your stress level? Okay. So what do you got? Good. Okay. And good. Gotcha. Oh. Gotcha. Okay. I like it. Okay. So I see. Oh my. I am every day. Some stress. I got a 5. I got a 6. Ooh, wait, big 100,000 stress. About a 7 out of 10. Wait, Adila is at you're at a 10. All right. Erica, stressed out. Okay. Man, kids driving me nuts. Sharon, don't beat them. All right. Don't hit them. All right. So they might call the police on you. I know what you're thinking. They got to make it here first, right? I know the kid thing. I can't speak to it because I don't have kids. All right, and my students look at me like I'm a freak out of the jungle, right? They're like, "You don't have kids? You're 40 years old and you don't have no children." All right, now I have stepchildren and I love them to death, but they were grown when they came into my life, so I never had the experience of the diapers and the stuff like that. So it just wasn't something that was I had in a plan for me, because really I thought about my life and I was thinking, well, kids take up a lot of time. Kids are a lot of responsibility, and I'm a little selfish with my time. So if you know you don't have the time or the energy or even the inclination to take care of kids, then I don't think it's fair to the children to have them just for the sake of having them, or even worse, because somebody else has kids. You just want to have them just like they're trophies that you can stick on a shelf. Kids are not that way. So that's why I don't have pets either. All right. They take up time. I love animals. All right. I don't hate any animals or any little things with scales and stuff. I don't hate any of them, but it takes time and effort to take care of them. I would rather take care of me and my wife. All right. We got our thing going on and you guys have your things going on. So don't feel like this is something that you got to stick with. All right. If you want to change your mind about something, change it. All right. Now I'm going to go through these. I don't want to spend a lot of time on this, so I'm going to go through these slides with you. All right. Now let me know if you all can see the slides. So I'm going to put them up here right now. Okay. So here you go. And we got it. And there we go. All right, now can everybody see the slides? So give me a heads up if you can see the slides. Okay, can you see them? Gotcha. Okay, so we got the slides here. Dr. J says, I just found out today my wife is pregnant, with a sad face. I would have the same face, Doc. I'm telling you. All right. So I'm telling you. So I'm going to go ahead and go through these slides here and see, can you guys go ahead, and here we go. Now, everything you need to know about blood pressure is wrong. This is not going to take long. All right. I do not want to waste everybody's time. So I know you got other things to do. So here we go. Okay. Now, first things first. All right. First one says, this is what we're going to cover today. We're going to go, blood pressure is taken incorrectly. Doctors don't follow their own protocols. Why high blood pressure is good. Did you guys know? Good. There is no standard blood pressure. Science of blood pressure is bunk. All right. Blood pressure is supposed to fluctuate. Okay. So we got all that. Now, how about this? There are numerous blood pressures in our bodies. High blood pressure is not a condition. Okay, all this, and I'll answer some questions if you guys have any at the end. All right, so here we go. Let's go. All right, now, buyer beware. I just threw this one in here because this is what most people believe, and this is what most doctors are going to tell you. I am here to protect you all from that, so listen as closely as you can. How about this? If you need drugs to help lower your blood pressure, you still must follow the lifestyle changes mentioned above. Use notes and other reminders to help you remember to take your drugs. Wow. Sounds like a pusher on the corner to me. Ask your family to help you with reminder phone calls and messages. So now they want your family to get involved with bugging you about taking these horrible, all right, body-altering medications. All right, that's enough. I'm not going to go on a rant about it, but here we go. Now, blood pressure is not taken correctly. First point we got here. Now, this thing here is a blood pressure cuff. You might recognize it as a sphygmomanometer. Now, at first, I could not pronounce this word, so I had to break it down to make it make sense to me. So the word is sphygmomanometer. So I got sphig, right? And then I had mom had a man to meet her. All right, so that's how I actually learned how to pronounce the word. So sphig, mom had a man to meet her. So sphygmomanometer. Okay, so it's a little crazy, but that's how my mind works. So maybe yours works the same way. All right, now the first iteration was created by a German physiologist called Carl von, wait a minute, Vierath. All right, I like that. I think I got it. All right, in 1854. Now, we're still using an iteration of something that was created in the 19th century. Now, that should bother some of you because we have so much technology going on nowadays. How are we still using these archaic methods of taking blood pressure? Okay, let me ask you a question here. And I want you to honestly answer this in the chat, okay? So type this in. If you, how many of you believe that the way they take blood pressure now, which is squeezing off your arm, all right, slowly easing up the pressure and letting blood run through, how many of you think that's an effective way to take blood pressure? All right, let me hear it. Okay, so I'm gonna wait for just a second because I want to see the responses to this. Okay, so here we go. There you are. Okay. So how many of you think? Okay, I see. All right. All right. Okay. All right. So I've argued about it with my doctor. I love it. Not effective nor accurate. Now I've heard that from nurses. Okay, I've heard that from doctors myself. All right, they don't know why they're doing it, but because it's part of hospital policy, they do it anyway. So I just want to know. All right, trick question. All right, it's not a trick question. I just want your honest opinion. If you think it works, just say it works. All right. So, all right. So most people don't believe that it is an effective way of taking blood pressure. And guess what, you all? Neither do I. Okay. Now take a look at this. This is the next one here. Doctors don't even follow their own protocol. Now, the reason I put this one up here is because the real protocol, this is the problem. Their protocol is supposed to be, they're supposed to take your blood pressure 3 times a day for 2 weeks. Every day during those 2 weeks, taking your blood pressure 3 times a day, and the average of all those blood pressures is supposed to be your normal blood pressure. Now, this is what pisses me off. You guys come from a day of activity. You might have been out shopping, like some of you just mentioned in the chat. You got kids running all up and down the hall. They're jumping all over you. They're in the car making all kinds of noise. You can't get a moment's peace. You're watching TV and television commercials on top of that. You're eating bad food. So your stress level and your physiological stress is through the roof. You decide that you're going to go to a doctor's office after a day of activity. You sit down, and within one visit, because you just came from a busy day, oh my God, your blood pressure is 150 over 100. We need to immediately get you on a statin. No, you don't. Okay? Here's the real truth here. If you come from a day of activity, your blood pressure is supposed to be high. All right. If high blood pressure at any different given point of the day was dangerous, what the hell are people doing in gymnasiums? Why are we going to the gym? Okay. Get off those damn treadmills. You're killing yourself. All right. No. Nothing like that. Okay. It's supposed to be high. If you run track, you might have 300 over 150. Okay. That's what it is when you're doing activity. If you're wrangling kids and you're going shopping and you're buying them Cinnabons and Froyo and all that great stuff, guess what? Your blood pressure is up because you are engaging in activity. So you can't go to the doctor and all of a sudden sit down in the chair, let them wrap that cuff around your arm, and all of a sudden you have high blood pressure immediately. I'm going to have to put you on a blood pressure medication right now. Think about that. One time when the protocol is supposed to be 3 times over 2 weeks. That is 52 different measurements. 52 different measurements that you're supposed to have before they even tell you that the average, and then you can make a recommendation. But right now, what do we get? We get one time your high blood pressure. All right, let's move on. All right, now, I want to tell you this, and I've mentioned this a couple of times already. High blood pressure is good. You guys do not want to have blood pressure that is actually low if you're having issues with blood flow. Okay, like if you're dehydrated, all right, and your blood starts moving a little bit more slowly, how are you going to get the vital nutrients to your vital organs so that you stay alive? Well, guess what? Your blood pressure has to increase because your heart has to work harder to push the blood. That is a natural physiological response that is intelligent. All right, what's not intelligent? Having a doctor give you a pill to artificially vasodilate your arteries, artificially lowering your blood pressure, but increasing your risk of dying by 80%. All right, don't believe me. I don't want you to believe me. I'm not even going to put a stat up for this. I want you to go do your own research and find this out for yourselves. Okay, now how about this? Blockages that result. Now, these things that you're seeing right here, this is an artery. This is a clogged artery that has fatty plaques on the walls of your artery. This will cause your blood pressure to increase. Why? Because if I need to get those same blood vessels to the same place, right? So take a look. If I need to get the same blood vessels to the same place, then that means that I have to increase blood pressure to get it through that smaller hole that's actually being blocked right there. So if that is the case, the smartest thing your body could have done was increase your blood pressure. Okay, so important stuff that you guys might not realize, but this stuff is keeping you alive. If this rise in blood pressure did not happen, I guarantee you 70% more people who claim to have high blood pressure will be in the ground right now, 6 feet under. All right, that dirt nap, what, coming to the end of the road. All right, it's all over. Okay, this is what's keeping you alive. Okay, now, did you guys know this? This might come as a shock to you. There is no standard blood pressure. You guys know that? Okay, I know you might not have figured that, but there is no standard blood pressure. 120/80 is a guideline that was made up all the way back in the 19th century. Your blood pressure is not going to be equivalent to anybody else's, okay? Your blood pressure normal for your body might be 133/70. Somebody else's might be 120/180. Somebody else's might be 140/90. Those are numbers that might be normal for your body. But if you look at a chart on a doctor's wall, oh my God, you're in a range here, and this range might, when you really, if you look at the data, which I just did a few minutes ago, there is no significant risk of anything happening to you inside of your body from an increased blood pressure. No significant, if you are hypertensive, pre-hypertensive, whatever they say, there is no, if you just leave it alone, start eating healthier, and bring your blood pressure back down by eating healthy, organic fruits and vegetables and supplementing, guess what? Everything goes right back to normal without any surgeries, without any stents, without any balloon angioplasties, none of that stuff. Okay, so that's what's going on now. All right, now, how about this? Measuring blood pressure is not a science. Many men have contributed to this science of taking blood pressure in humans, but no other path has been explored on a large scale. The one and only method we have used by cutting circulation to a, well, I read that wrong. The one and only method we have used by cutting is by cutting circulation to a limb, then slowly releasing the pressure. Does that make sense? I just asked you all that. No, it doesn't. Okay, it does not. Okay, that is the one, and we have not tried anything else. Now, I'll give you a little hint here. If your doctor takes blood pressure by simply pressing a stethoscope to your wrist, that's the best way to take blood pressure. All you have to do is listen to your heartbeat and the time between the beats or the pulses. That's it. You don't need to squeeze off anybody's arm. That's just so they can charge you more money for another procedure. If you guys like that, if you like your arm being squeezed, guess what? They got a machine in the front of Walmart you guys can go to, and you just stick your arm in there, press the button, and it'll tell you, and I gotta say, it's pretty damn accurate. So if you like the arm squeezing thing, you don't have to go to a doctor. Walmart, all right? 3,800 stores across the country. Have at it. All right, next slide here says adjustments in blood pressure are good. Now, why are we having adjustments in blood pressure? Well, take a look at this. You will see that throughout a given day, your blood pressure fluctuates. Now, let's say, for instance, they got you on a bad day and you came into the doctor's office right here after an argument. Right away, you are hypertensive. They're going to put you on a medication, a statin, and they're going to try to get that blood pressure back down to where it's supposed to be. When all you had to do was wait till about midnight when you're about to fall asleep, and guess what? It's normal again. Let me give you all a nice protocol to follow if you ever go to a doctor to have your blood pressure taken. This is what you do. When you are waiting in the waiting room, I want you to take deep breaths in through the nose, out through the nose, okay? And I want you to do that for 5 to 10 minutes. At the end of the 5 to 10 minutes, guess what? No matter if your arteries are clogged, no matter if your blood pressure is high, it's going to be right around 120/80 again. Okay, so hopefully that helps you all out. All right, that's a very good super tip there. All right, so I want you guys to get that. Next one. There are numerous blood pressures throughout our bodies. As you can see, blood pressure varies throughout our bodies. There is no set blood pressure range. Thus, pressure will vary depending on where it is measured. There is no one blood pressure. In your feet, it's different than in your brain. That is different than is in your heart. That's different that is in your wrist. It is all different. So why are we only taking the one at the wrist? Well, because it's easy. Okay, it's not invasive. We don't have to have patients take their shoes off. We don't have to go through the cranium and try to deduce other movements inside the brain, like swelling, or maybe we have effusion or something like that inside the brain, maybe even a headache. All that stuff tends to throw off a reading in your head. So we tend to stick with the easy one that's coming right off your heart, which is even with your heart, that we call the radial pulse. All right, that's the most common one you take, the radial pulse. So don't fall for this, people. All right, there is no set blood pressure. There is only what's right for you. There is no what's right for everybody. That does not work. All right, last thing. All right, I said this is going to be fast, so here you go. High blood pressure is not a medical condition. As you just saw in the chart, it is fluctuating throughout the day. So if your blood pressure changes throughout the day, that means that now if we catch you at the wrong time, you're sick. But if we catch you at the right time, you're well. You see, you can't use blood pressure as a measurement to determine anything, because it moves, all right, just like most things in your body. And I will tell you, it's not a condition, it's a side effect. And blood pressure itself is not a condition. We got to find out what else is wrong, and this is what I'm very good at. I was trained as a root cause analysis specialist, all right, 5 years. So I know how to look for the thing that is causing the problem, not the side effect that most doctors will treat with a medication, okay? So let's go back to the camera here. I'm going to get rid of this. All right. Now, can everybody see me? I'm back. All right. So I hope that wasn't too long for you. Let me know your thoughts about this. How did everything go? All right. So I need to know here. So let me get it. Okay. So is everything good? Oh, look at this. Alicia Pearson, she said, we humans are self-regulating machines. At least I couldn't have said it any better. It's probably Alicia, but I couldn't have said it any better. You are dead on. Everything in our body is self-regulated, and our bodies are supremely intelligent, okay? That's the important point I'm trying to get you all to believe. Your body can fix itself. Medication is there to ply you to stop the symptom, all right? But guess what? Your body still does the work. So why take the medication? So you don't have to go through the agony of feeling the complication. All right. Now, if you eat healthy and you're doing your exercise, guess what? Those go away pretty fast. And usually within 2 weeks, we can be right back into regular blood pressure range, even if you have diabetes. Okay. Now, we have come to the end of the blood pressure webinar here. So I said that I was going to give you guys a little surprise at the beginning, and you only can get the surprise if you came and you signed up for the webinar. I have no other way to send it to you because there's too many of you. So if you guys want, you can sign up, go to the link that I have here somewhere. All right, it's on my, dang, you guys would have to go to the website. Go to the website and click on the book and put your name in the form there. And then we'll then you can see what we actually got for you. All right, but I'll just go ahead and tell you. All it is I'm going to give you the slides that you just saw here, but I'm going to give you the write-up that I had about the blood pressure so you guys can follow the guidelines. Okay, so I just wanted to do something, a little something for you, so this would not just be a takeaway. Remember, I don't want motivation, I want discipline. So when you guys get out there and you start doing this on your own and trying to fix your blood pressure on your own, that's going to fix this. That's going to get you back to premium health. Now, ask some questions. All right, we're here at the end. We still got a few minutes. If you guys want, ask some questions, and I'll go ahead. So Derek says, what is normal blood pressure? There is no normal. Okay, most people would say 120/80. However, there is only normal for you. So you'll have to find out over the course of a month or so, taking your blood pressure regularly, is this right for you? Okay, so like I said, there is no correct blood pressure. Okay, there you go. Now it says, how can insulin resistance be fixed? Oh, that's a good one. Now that has to do with your beta cells in your pancreas. Now, when you have insulin resistance, that's going to cause that's usually caused by damage due to your white blood cells attacking you. Now, what's causing the white blood cells to attack is there is a substance, usually a poison, usually a preservative, an additive, a chemical, usually found in our food that your white blood cells are trying to get to. If they can get to it, we call it a autoimmune disease. Now, because we have an autoimmune disease, now that's going to cause our body to eat itself, causing metabolic degradation. And when it does, now guess what? Blood pressure has to go up because now you're under physiological stress. All right, part of that gas I was talking about, general adaptation syndrome, okay, it's part of a stress response. All right, so here we got another one. All right, so can you post this webinar? All right, I will. All right, actually, I'll do that on top of. So if you guys want the printout, I'll give you that. And if you want the PowerPoint, I'll give you that. And then with this, I'll repost this, and that'll be another part, an added part of the bonus. How about that? All right, we'll do that for you. Okay. What exercise should we be doing? All right, now, Mike, that's a good question. All right, now, exercise. Whenever you guys see exercise, the exercise that you all do for lowering your blood pressure does not have to be intensive, okay? P90X, you don't have to do that. T25, you don't have to do that. Zumba, you don't have to do that. Those are all super high intensity programs that people think they have to do to get into shape. Let me give you a little advice. That's only accounts for 20% of weight loss, and to get your blood pressure down, it only works at the time that you are exercising. There, it goes right back up if you don't take care of the other 80%. So exercise is 20%, 40% is metabolism, the other 40% is what you are eating. Okay, so once you tune those things up, guess what? You don't have to exercise too much, okay, for that. Now, if I'm skipping your question because they're moving so fast, if I'm skipping your question, copy and paste it and I'll see if I can get it back in there, okay, because I can't scroll fast enough. All right, so Erica, good. Statins, what can we take? Now, statins, I don't want you taking any statins. What I want you to do is I want you to try to wean yourself off the statins. Take one less pill per week until you're not taking the statins anymore. At the same time, I want you to start supplementing to rebuild the building blocks of tearing down your cartilage. The main one you're going to need is, I want you to take a multivitamin. It's called Andrew Lessman's Essential One, and there's one called Organic Liquid Nighttime Multi-Mineral by Mary Ruth. Okay, those are the two that I live by, and now I got my wife on it, and guess what? A woman who is an insomniac is now getting good night's sleep. All right, so you guys might want to take a look at that. It works really well. But if you're having any problems with you're feeling palpitations or anything like that, you're feeling like your blood pressure, you're feeling like your heart is racing too much, make sure you are any multivitamin that like the ones I mentioned, they have what you need in there. But if you don't want to go, they're too expensive. Make sure you are taking magnesium and selenium, especially with any blood pressure and any heart medication. Okay, so selenium, all right, and magnesium, all right, make sure. Okay, good enough, good. Okay, Does it make a difference if you're overweight? No. We just want to try to make you get down to a more manageable weight so that your heart is not working as hard, because anytime that your body is carrying a load and that weight is on there, that's going to cause a problem. So it is a strain on your heart. Okay, so we don't want the heart working harder than it has to, because it will become encased in fat. And if that is because it needs more energy. So if it becomes encased in fat, now it doesn't have the room to move anyway. That's what causes congestive heart failure sometimes, just the pressure on the heart. Okay, good enough. All right. Can your book be ordered from Amazon.com? In 2 weeks, yes, but I'm doing it myself. For that, can the book I'm talking about be gotten from Amazon.com? Yes, in about 2 weeks. So it'll be on there. But for this one, all right, the first initial release, I'm going to be shipping those out right here from my home studio directly to the person, because I'm going to personally sign those. There are going to be bonuses in there. But when you buy it off Amazon, it's just going to be the book. Okay, so I'm just letting you know right now. If you want to get the book, I would suggest getting it during the launch, which is going to be from this coming Thursday till this coming Sunday. So hopefully you guys can join me for that. All right, I'm really excited about the book. I finished it up and I put a lot of information in there, but it's not a big fat thick thing that you can. It's still manageable, and I tried to make the font a little bit bigger so it's easier to read. Okay, so I just tried to do that for you all. All right, so good. Yes. Wait, high blood pressure medication, but they have a bad reaction if they just stop taking it. Yes, Erica, she asked a question about if you just all of a sudden just went cold turkey and stopped the medication, what would that do? Well, that could send your body into shock, because your brain is going to say, okay, your brain has made an adjustment to the medications that you're taking. So you stop secreting things, all right? Your pituitary changes depending on what you're ingesting to help a physiological process. If that is the case and your brain has already made the change, if you just stop cold turkey, there's no way to pick that up right away. So that shock could result in death in some people. All right, I can't say everybody, but in some people that could result in death. Other people, it might result in paralysis. Other people, you'll be sick for a while and it can cause your body to kind of tear itself down. So that's a risk if you just cold turkey it. All right, so I had to give you that warning. Okay, now more detail on blockage removal, and Erica. Okay, now about unclogging the arteries. You guys might have heard of a man in the 1960s. His name was Dean Ornish. All he did was he put his people on a fruit and vegetable organic diet. Okay, he didn't do juicing because that was Dr. Max Gerson. He did that in the 1920s. But in the 1960s, Dean Ornish actually had a program. And when you got his program, all he did was put you on a fruit and vegetable diet, plant-based. All right, no meats, no processed, no nothing. Sounds kind of like the Gerson therapy. Now, when he did this, guess what? No matter how bad the blockages were, no matter if you had diabetes, no matter what disease you had, the blockages were completely unobstructed in a maximum of 10 weeks. That's 2.5 months. That's not a long time to save yourself, is it? All right, so let me take another one. If taking blood pressure medication for years, is it safe to just quit? No. All right, no, you can't stop cold turkey. Waiting on the book, Sharon. Thank you, Sharon. All right, so I can't wait to get it to you either. So I'm gonna sign it. So if you order between Thursday and Sunday, I'm gonna make sure. All right. So can you explain the link if there is someone between high blood pressure and heart failure? Well, it's a direct link. High blood pressure is the amount of force of which your heart is pushing blood. All right, so that cardiac output. Now, heart failure is going to come when you sustain that. Your heart is going to become enlarged. Now, when it becomes enlarged, that's to accommodate for the function of pushing blood harder. However, because your heart actually enlarges in size, if you're doing that in response to exercise, it's very good because the heart itself, the added mass is muscle. But when you don't, all right, the added mass is fat. And if you're having physiological issues with the heart, and now you're creating that fat around the heart, guess what? You've just put more strain on it, and your heart cannot sustain that over time. You will burn all the minerals. Your heart will eventually fail in parts. So that's what results in cardiac arrest or a heart attack, and hopefully the heart attack doesn't kill you. All right, so that's the correlation or the link between. Okay, so good enough. All right. So you mentioned earlier that if we eat organic fruits and vegetables, that our blood pressure will go back to normal. Could you explain? You said there is no normal. That is correct. Now, when I'm saying normal, I'm saying normal for you. I'm not saying normal for everybody. Okay. 120 over 80 is not normal. Okay. That's normal for what? Maybe 3% of the population. Yours might fluctuate. You might be 130 over 80. That might be your normal. All right. My normal, I know. My normal is 115 over, I think it's 83. All right. So I got my numbers pretty down. Okay. But it's because I work out almost every day, 5 days a week. I work out. So my blood pressure is going to lower a little bit because my heart is working a little bit more efficiently now. So that's the only reason. Okay. So we got another one. Hold on. Can you explain the link if there is one? Okay. I got you. Oh, I read that one. Okay. I'm dealing with diabetes as well as high blood pressure. How much selenium and magnesium should be taken? Tracy, right at the beginning, Tracy Williams, right at the beginning, you're going to double up because you're probably deficient due to the diabetes. That is a physical stress that will actually burn your nutrients 2 to 3 times faster than you can take them in. So right at the beginning, when you get the magnesium and when you get the selenium, 2 tablets of each, okay? Take them down. It's almost impossible to overdose on a supplement. You would have to take about 20 pills of each to overdose. So that's just to give you, I trust, I experiment on myself. I don't tell you guys anything I have not done to myself. I wish this is on a computer. I wish I could take you guys to my cabinet. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to take a video of that so you guys can see. I don't recommend anything I have not tried on myself. I don't give people advice on stuff. I am a human guinea pig. Okay. So, and you can see my body, my face, my skin, my sleep habits, I don't have headaches. All of that stuff is true. And I am not fabricating it, not one bit, all right, to embellish anything. So that is it. So double up the first time and then 1 tablet of each every day until you feel like you're back to where you're supposed to be. And even then, I still take them. Okay, so I don't just stop when, I feel great again, so now I can stop. No, just keep on taking them until you get there. Okay, keep on taking them. All right. All right. So SL asks, how old am I? I'm 40 years old. Okay, I'm 40 years old. So I'll be 41 in 2 days. Yeah. Wait a minute. It's the 21st. I'll be 22 tomorrow. I'll be 41 tomorrow. So the 22nd. All right. So good enough. Now, good. Look, Solara beat me to it. She said 40. All right. She beat me to it. All right. So please post the multivitamins. I didn't get the names. Okay, wait a minute. Let me post them for you, and then I'll answer another question. What doses of magnesium selenium do you recommend? What dosage or what brand? Pamela asked a question. Now, the brand, I like Jarrow and I like Nature's Own as far as the minerals are concerned. I've done research on those companies. They seem, because I haven't visited the facilities, they seem like they're reputable companies. I try to call a lot of the stuff that I take, like the bottled water companies and all of that. And the best one I found as far as water is Fiji. All right, so the best water out there that's in a bottle is Fiji. All right, it's more expensive, and that's why, because they go through extreme lengths, and the water actually comes from where they say it comes from. Whereas Arrowhead, which has mountains and mountain springs on the side of the mountain, nothing. Okay, tap water. Okay, so they actually admitted that. I wish I had recorded that call. All right, so now I'm going to give you the minerals. So we got this one. All right. Check put pictures of these. That's one, and it is called Organic Night Time Liquid. Oh, did I spell it? Liquid Multi-Mineral by Mary Ruth. All right, so those are the minerals that I promised to you all, and there's a daytime formula for those of you who want to go throughout the day and have that energy and have that natural energy without drinking coffee and energy drinks and energy shots, stuff like that, that can have an adverse effect on your heart tissue. All right, so if you notice that your heart is racing after you take an energy drink, you probably shouldn't be drinking it. Okay, so good enough. All right, so battery almost dead, but I really enjoyed this info. Thank you, Sharon. I appreciate you coming by the webinar, and I really do appreciate that. I really do. So I'm very pumped up that you guys showed up and actually did this with me. So I am very pleased. All right, so different. Oh, like that. All right, so gotcha. All right, different blood pressures. Great to know. Can't wait for the book. All right, so I can't wait for you to have it. All right, I appreciate that. I really do. Okay, now let me see. I might have a couple more questions, and then we're going to end it up here because I wanted to end it at 12 o'clock because I know people got to go to lunch and all that good stuff. So is RO water good for health? What is, I don't know what the RO stands for. All right, so you got to explain that one to me. Do you recommend B vitamin supplements for vegetarians? Of course. All right, B vitamins are one of the best things you can take. Just think of B for blood. Without B vitamins, you cannot construct your blood. Okay, you need cholesterol. All right, and you need blood. Or B vitamins to make your blood. So if you're lacking in B vitamins and you can't absorb, this is why I'm so big on the saline wash, and I keep telling people to do it, because the saline wash cleans everything out of your large and small intestine, and there is no use in taking a multi-mineral, there's no use in taking a multivitamin if you can't absorb it. That's why I never recommend Centrum or one a day or anything like that, because they're made out of things that your body cannot absorb. They're not water soluble, they're not fat soluble. All they are vitamins that are in the most unprocessable form that you can think of. Now, if you guys really want to get more benefit out of your vitamins and minerals, try doing a liquid instead. Okay, so not so much a capsule, but a liquid. That's why I recommend the Organic Liquid Nighttime Multi-Mineral by Mary Ruth, because it works fantastically. I mean, I have never seen my body so calm and more responsive than when I started taking that, because it's got most of the minerals. So I combined that with Andrew Lessman's product, and now I get most of the 90 essential vitamins and minerals that I need, instead of the 3 that are in some of these things that you guys think you're getting nutrients from, like Gatorade. All right, 3, Powerade, 7. Okay, this stuff has no you need 90. Okay, so you're missing out on a whole world of vitamins and minerals if you just stick to what you have been getting out of the gas station cooler. All right, so how about this? It says saline wash or coffee enema, which is best? All right, Erica, I'm going to tell you to do both. I do a saline wash and I do a coffee enema right behind it. All right, so as soon as everything comes out from that saline wash, boom, coffee goes right up. All right, so try it out. It works. Okay. All right. Reverse osmosis water, good for your health. Yes. All right. So, Hanish, one of the best things, I wish I had one in my house, the reverse osmosis machine. I wish I had it in my house, because that is one of the best ways to clean your water, to get the chlorine and fluoride out of it. All right. So I would even settle for a distillery on my counter here, just so I could get pure water from it. Okay. Did saline wash this morning. Not much action afterwards. I hope that means my body is tight and I'm not all that jammed up. Well, I think, Pamela, that means the opposite. If you drank the saline wash, but let me tell you, you had to do it on an empty stomach. You had to drink it all at once. You cannot sip it in parts. It has to go through your body as a unit. So it pushes and cleans everything and yanks everything with it. If you do it little bits at a time, it will stay in your system, and then it'll just come out with your regular bowel movement. So that's not going to help much. It's supposed to come out usually within an hour of you taking it or less. All right, good enough. All right, happy birthday. Thank you, Maria. I appreciate that. Maria Rueda. All right, I like that. All right, so thank you. I appreciate that. Have you been sun gazing daily? No, I don't do it daily. Once every 2 weeks or once a month is enough for me, because my eyes are pretty good right now. So I use it to maintain. All right, I use it to maintain, because I want to be honest with everybody. I had LASIK surgery on my eyes about 11 years ago. And 5 years after I had the surgery, after everything was 20/20 and everything was perfect, what happened was my vision started deteriorating again after I got the surgery. So after that, I went ahead and just started doing the eye exercises. And then I came across a tantric exercise from a man who actually advocated that I do sun gazing. Yeah, well, I was just like some of you. I didn't believe that at first because I came from the medical field. But when I finally did try it, and they said something that really got me, and the man said, if you do this one time, you may be able to correct your vision for 2 to 3 years just from doing it once, not once every day, just once. And I was like, okay, that might be something worth trying. So I tried it once at sunset, like they advocate you do at the beginning. But I do it through all times of the day. So hopefully that answers your question. I do it at high noon. I do it at 4 o'clock in the morning. I do it at not 4 o'clock in the morning, 10 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So it doesn't make a difference. I have never had any problems with my vision. I've had no flares, no degradation. My vision is perfect right now. So I enjoy doing the sun gazing. I have no spots. I have no floaters, anything like that. Okay. Saline wash for a person with high blood pressure. What type of salt do you use? Pink Himalayan sea salt. All right, the best one you can get. All right, so try to make sure it's organic, nothing else in it. All it should say is pink Himalayan sea salt. All right, I haven't found eye exercises that are useful or sun gazing. Well, SL, make sure you're doing this for at least 2 months because eye tissue is sensitive. It takes a while to see a difference in your eye tissue. So if that is the case, I want you to go ahead and try to use as much as you can just in a short period of time. Okay, just get that one. Okay, so don't do it for a day or two and say it doesn't work. Okay, don't do it for a week or two and say it doesn't work. With your eyes, you have to stay diligent in order to see the changes. Okay, you do. All right, so even with the distance exercise, every day 20 to 30 minutes. Okay, that's what you have to do to see results. All right, with the deep breathing, you have to deep breathe every day 20 30 minutes. All right, so that works for you. All right, that gets the eye tissue and keeps it healthy. Sun gazing, you don't have to do it that long, 30 seconds, all right, to 45 seconds one time a day. And that's all. I do that once every 2 weeks. That's it. Okay, so good enough. Celtic sea salt. What are your thoughts? Erica, one of the best salts you could ever do. I've never tried the Celtic. Wait a minute. Yes, I have. It works. Okay, the Celtic sea salt works as long as it does not have iodine in it. All right, so I have tried the Celtic. I take that back. All right, useful, yes. I think I did a saline wash kind of wrong. I couldn't get it all down in one gulp. I did get it all down in about 2 minutes. That was kind of quick enough, but it has to be more like 1 minute. Okay, because because it's liquid, the parts separate very quickly. All right, it's not food. So you got to think about that. Wow, thank you all. Rosina Butler, happy birthday. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, in Europe, we don't get much sun. Can you do it with a normal light bulb? No. All right, so Milano, no, you cannot do it with a regular light bulb. They have some light bulbs that will work that simulate UV light, and that is a different thing. Your rods and cones need that particular light, UV light. Okay, so they do have bulbs for that, but a regular light bulb, nope. All you're doing is burning an impression into your retina. So I cannot advise a regular light bulb. But do your research, see what works for you. I can't say everything works for everybody. All right, I cannot say that. But if you're kind of comfortable with experimenting a little bit, go ahead and do that. Now, about that, I want to make sure you guys get some information on. There's a new technology out there called a slit lamp. All right, there was a young man who actually went and had an eye test done, and it was to correct parts of his retina so they could look at the retina, and it was called a slit lamp. I looked at this machine, and all it does is sends a tiny slit of light through a slit hole that scans the retina. Now, excuse me. Oh, if that is the case, do you know what a concentrated beams of light are called? They're called lasers, all right? And lasers will burn your retina off, okay? It will detach it from the basement layer. You never let somebody shoot a laser into your eyeball, to the retina, okay? Now, cornea, that's something different. That's on the outside of the eye. That's what LASIK is all about. However, if you shoot a light through the pupil and hit through the lens and hit the retina in the back, you could literally just detach your retina and go blind almost immediately, which is almost what happened to this young man. So I don't want anybody to happen, but if you guys see this technology, do not, all right, do not subject yourself to that. All right, it will do damage. Okay, how about this? I had corneal transplant in both eyes, a cataract removed from the left eye, and a glaucoma valve to help high eye pressure. All right. Might I be able to improve my vision with all of this? Oh, corneal transplant is okay. That's part of your natural eye if you got a transplant from a cadaver. Okay. A cataract removed from my left eye. So that's fine. Phacoemulsification, or you got a replacement. Either way, if they did the scrubbing off of the cloud from your lens, then you can do that. Okay. So you can recover from that. But if you had the lens replaced, it's artificial, and there's nothing you can do about that. All right. And a glaucoma valve to help with high eye pressure. Okay, so that's at the bottom of the eye. They might be able to remove the valve if you can get your your body back to health. Okay. Now, remember, this is eye tissue. Eye tissue is just like any other tissue in your body. So if you want to correct that, go ahead and correct it. Okay. By doing the organic fruits and vegetables, supplementing and getting rid of the processed foods, that takes that on pretty quickly. All right. So if you want your eyes, remember, sensitive tissue, you got to take care of the rest of your body. It's holistic. You can't just treat the eyes by themselves. You got to treat the whole body. The eyes happen to fix themselves along with the rest of your body. Okay. Good enough. Happy birthday. I like that. So thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Milano, 1 pack. All right. I like that. All right. Any comments on pulmonary hypertension? All right. All right. She said pulmonary hypertension. Pulmonary happens when you have a blockage in the lungs. All right. That's a direct effect. That is the cause. Now, what's causing you to have the blockages are usually clots coming from somewhere in your body, usually your lower legs. That means that you have poor circulation and your blood is clotting or coagulating in places that it's not supposed to be due to poor circulation. If that is the case, that means that you're going to have to slowly break those down. And guess what? Clots can be broken down within your system, especially in the pulmonary, if you can correct your diet. All right. All you need is a supply of antioxidants, and it reverses that condition. So that will lower the blood pressure. All right. You'll start seeing it slowly tick down, and then you won't have the blockages anymore in your lungs that are causing this blood pressure. All right. What food is good for the eyes? You wouldn't believe this. Dark chocolate, apples, carrots. Okay, one of the biggest ones. Now, people don't believe this, but any leafy green vegetable is good for any tissue in your body. So, apples, carrots. Okay, vitamin A. All right, and you might want to get. No, I gave it to carrots, apples, leafy green vegetables. So that's the best for the eye. Okay, good enough. All right, thanks for the info. Very appreciative. Can adult teeth grow back? Kevin asking the advanced questions. Kevin, yes. All right. As a matter of fact, the man you're looking at right now has done it. I'm going to show you this. I'm still missing one because I want to make a video out of it, but I regrown. All right. Solid. Okay. I have regrown one of my teeth, but I'm missing another one. So the tooth that I'm missing on this side, I'm going to do the same routine, but because it's such a diligent routine and you have to stay on it, me as a human being, I don't like sticking to diligent routines. Even though I've done it with my diet, I don't want to do it with my brushing routine. So when I decide to do that, I'm going to take video of it. I'm going to show you the eruption. I'm going to show you, but adults can, yes, grow your adult teeth back. All right. So I want to do a whole thing about that. So, all right. So will this be available to be viewed on YouTube? Yes. All right. So Tracy, yes, I'm going to put it up on YouTube and you guys will be able to watch it. I'll try to cut it up for you to cut out some of the dead portions. Okay. But I might just put it up the way it is because it's natural that way. All right. All right, very nice. So I'm not going to, I know, I have to end this off, all right, because I got to go. All right, I wish I could stay here with you more, but I got to get out of here. All right, now, if you guys have any questions or anything like that, feel free to send them to my email. I am getting way too many emails right now, and it's a little bit much for me to handle, but hopefully I get to all of yours. I'm trying to answer the ones on the videos first because they are more, the program works faster. In my email, because the email I have with my hosting company, they're not as fast as they could be. All right. So, all right. Thank you, Kevin. He said he appreciated it. Thank you so much. I appreciate this. Let me tell you all this. I really do appreciate all of you showing up today. I am going to send that right out to you. So if you guys have not signed up for if you didn't come to this webinar on my webinar page and you're on YouTube, I want you to go over there and just sign up quickly so you guys can get the things that I want to send out to you as far as the PowerPoint, and then this, I'm going to just re-upload this to YouTube so you guys can watch it again if you just want it that way. Okay, so I'm not trying to force you to do anything. All right, I just want to make sure you guys are informed, and when I have my webinars and stuff coming up, you guys will be the first to know about them. So I'm going to upload another little short video like I did yesterday, today, about how you guys can sign up for the webinar that's going to be tomorrow, and I'm going to be talking about the chapters of the book. Okay, so I'm going to just let you know what's in the book. I'm not going to go into long, lengthy explanations. It'll be at the exact same time tomorrow, and if you guys can make it, good. If you can't, there's no hard feelings. I still love you, baby. All right, now I want you guys to have a great day. I really, all right, and this is sincere, I really am grateful to have you guys commenting. A lot of you have been watching my videos, and I cannot tell you how much that means to have you guys support and believe in what I'm doing as far as trying to get everybody healthy, trying to end metabolic disease. That's my big goal in life, to try to get rid of that. So I really, man, you guys just don't know. So from the heart, all right, I really do appreciate you all, and I want you guys to have a blessed day. Eat organic. Please, please, please stay out of the hospital. Again, this is Alvin J, the most passionate non-doctor on the internet. I'm sorry I didn't get to all the questions, but thank you guys for all the happy birthdays. I really love it, and I really do appreciate you spending your time with me. So thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, later. I'll see you later.